little test run. Bite down. Now this thing tilts too much. I want you to make your chin go forward a little bit. Keep going. Sort of relax a little. Now go forward some more. Like me. How far forward can you? There you go. Now back up a little bit. Open slightly. Okay, bite down. Now go sideways as far as you can. Now the other way. And now go back to the middle. Now go forwards and backwards. As far as you can go backwards. Close. So when she's biting down, that'll be adequate vertical dimension. This discluding element might get behind these incisors, so I'll add a little bit of acrylic to the front end of that before I even start to make sure I have, when she retrudes, it won't get back behind these incisors. Now I didn't do it with this patient just now, but this device here has been, I have pre-sculpted it. You'll see that the back end of the discluding element, I've reduced it already. I've removed this ledge back here. And I've reduced the labial portion of it. I'm about to place some thermoplastic bead material into this device. Thermoplastic beads come as these opaque white beads. They'll coalesce into a putty, and we can pinch off a portion of the material and use it as our liner. You can get the water pretty hot and the material just gets softer and flows more, but the material doesn't get hotter. We'll put it in the patient. We'll fit this over the patient's teeth. You'll bite on this like you had previously. Not yet. Go forward and bite on it. Other way. Bite down. The material will become more and more opaque as it cools. And we'll just lift it out once it gets much closer to a white color. I will remove this and open a little bit. We'll set it in cool water. Cool water will allow the material to shrink slightly and allow for a snug snap-in fit. The retention is provided at the cervical margins, not at the incisal depth. So I'll look at these wings and I'll slice away the wings. Typically there'll be a ledge right here in the labial portion. If I insert the device now, that will dig into the patient. They don't like that. So once this material is hardened, we can use a laboratory burr on it and peel that away. So this device can be sculpted almost as if it were acrylic. You just keep the burr moving across the thermoplastic material so it doesn't ball up too much. We'll just modify this discluding element. This discluding element protrudes considerably, and it's the patients that have excessive overjet that it's even this long. And here our patient has more overjet than this discluding element allows for, so we've just lengthened it. Bite down. And we want to make sure this canine doesn't touch anything. We're doing all right here. Now go way far the other side. Does it hurt to do that? Mm-hmm. Now go back to the middle. Now I want you to go bang on it really hard and clench on it really hard. Where does it hurt when you do that? Move your jaw forwards and bite down. Does it hurt to do that there? Now pull it back in, and does it hurt less to do it that way? Now don't use your hands, but try to take it out. Okay. So we'll do two things here. We're going to reduce the height of the discluding element in the distal portion so that when she protrudes, we'll close the vertical dimension. And we're going to remove the bulk a bit back here. No, we'll remove the bulk in the front, which is where her lower lip pushed the device up. Now we'll reduce the vertical dimension on the distal portion of the discluding element. It'll look like we're ramping it down. Okay, bite down. Slide your jaw forwards. Hurt differently? Hurt the same?
Same.
Okay, go. Slide your jaw backwards. Does it hurt? And squeeze, does that bother you? Now slide forwards, and that hurts. So we still have considerable vertical opening posteriorly in that protrusive clench. So we'll reduce the distal aspect of the DE still further. Okay, open up. Oh, try to take it out without using your hands.
Can't.
So we've removed the bulk here so her lip can't push the device out. So as the distal portion of the discluding element is reduced, it starts to look like it's, you shouldn't have to do that because it'll almost go down at a 45-degree angle or more sometimes. So this discluding element looks like it really has sloped downwards. It has, but when the mandible protrudes, it rotates this way. Bite down, slide forward. Is it hurt differently yet? You can see how tooth number 8 hits tooth number 9 doesn't. That'll cause a little imbalance, so we'll go and reduce the right side of the posterior end of that discluding element to make 8 and 9 hit simultaneously. Open. Bite down, go side to side, other way. Forwards and backwards. Now squeeze right there. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Go as far forward as you can. Is that better than the first time we tried it?
Yes.
Does it hurt to do that?
No.
The other way did hurt.
Yes.
And this doesn't.
Correct.
Okay. Now don't use your hands. We'll go ahead and take that out. Now put your thumbs underneath the front ledge and push it up. That's how you do it.
Okay.
Now try putting it in. Do you feel it sort of snap into place there?
Yes.
So we've polished it on the lathe here. We'll probably want to smooth out some of these ledges, but you'll see now as the patient opens, why don't you go over here, Tim, and look laterally, how the discluding element tends to almost dive straight down. But when the patient bites down, go ahead and close, and goes forward, go like this. It keeps her about, if we could reduce the discluding element still further, we would, but she's reporting that this doesn't bother her, so we'll leave it like that. Okay. You can see how much the distal portion of the discluding element was reduced and sloped sort of downward, or apically we'll call it. If the discluding element was left at the original height, it would have made the patient worse, not better.